Hi, my name is Ashwini Kumar and welcome to my channel. In the previous video, we saw few questions on the unit 3, that is network analysis and the signals. From the questions came from the UGC in December 2019, and now the two questions are left. That one is from the two-port network and another one is from the Z transform. So we will see first this two-port network, and from this question you can able to understand how to convert one two-port network parameters to the another two-port network parameters, right? So let's start. And before starting, please share this channel to your friends or colleagues as maximum as possible belongs to the electronics and communications. It will be helpful to both of us. Okay, fine. So coming to the question, here the list 1 y parameters are there, and in the list 2 transmission parameters are there. So we have to link up properly. So before linking, here I will write the equations for the y parameters and the transmission parameters. So I1 is equal to y11 v1 plus y12 v2, and I2 is equal to y21 v1 plus y22 v2, right? So these are the equations for the y parameters. And coming to the transmission parameters, the equation can be written as v1 is equal to a v2 minus b I2, and next I1 is equal to c v2 minus d I2. So both these two are the equations. So here I am going to convert the y parameters with respect to the transmission parameters. So just check here how I am converting. So if you observe both these two equations, that is I1 is equal to y11 v1 plus y12 v2, and I1 is equal to cv2 minus di2. So if you observe both these two equations, here the in the place of I1, here I1 is there, and in the place of v2, here also v2 is there, but in the place of y12, what is there here? C is there, and in the place of v1, I2 is there. So I have to convert this I2 into v1 with respect to v1. Then I can compare both these two equations, right? So for that one, what I am trying to do is that here just check I1 is equal to c v2 minus di2, and from the first equation here, that means from this equation I can write I2 is equal to a v2 minus v1 divided by b, right? So from this equation I can write I2 is equal to a v2, that means just take this one here and bring this v1 to the right hand side, then it becomes a v2 minus v1 divided by, bring this b to the downside, so it becomes like this. Now I am substituting this I2 equation in this term, right? So after substitution, then I will get I1 is equal to cv2 minus d into a v2 minus v1 divided by b, right? And from this one, just take down the v1 and v2 coefficients separately. So before taking that one, just I am writing here a d by b into v2 minus into minus plus d by b into v1. That becomes is equal to d by b v1, it is b, d by b v1, and plus take v2 as a common, c minus a d by b, so it is a I1. Fine. So now compare this equation with this equation. Okay, so what is this equation? I1 is equal to y11 v1, so I'm just writing here I1 is equal to y11 v1 plus y12 v2, right? So if I can able to compare both these two equations. Why? Because here I1 is equal to v1 into something plus v2 into something, so here also v1 into something and v2 into something. Now y11 is equal to y11, if I compare both these two equations, y11 is equal to d by b, and y12 is equal to c minus ad by b, right? So let's find out this one is there in the given match the following or not, right? So y11 is equal to d by v. So y11 is equal to d by v, and y12 is equal to c minus ad by b. So y12 is equal to actually it is c minus ad by b. So some mistake is there. So y12 matches up with this one, right? So first we will find out a with 3. So here the two options are there, 3 and 4, and b is matching up with the 1. So b is matching up with the 1. So that means only the third option is perfect and all the other options are not perfect. So here the third option is the correct one, right? That means c has to be matched up with the 4 and d has to be matched up with the 2, right? So if you want, I will explain both these two parameters also. See, previously we solved with both these two equations and we got y11 and y12, and now I am taking both these two equations, fine? So I am writing both these two equations separately here. What is that is I2 is equal to y21 v1 plus y22 v2, and v1 is equal to, from the transmission parameters, av2 minus bi2, right? So now what I am trying to do is that from this equation make the subject as I2. So subject as I2 means I2 is equal to AV2 minus V1 divided by B, fine? And now that is equal to what I am trying to write is that minus 1 by B into V1 plus A by B into V2. Can I write like this? Just split up AV2 by B minus V1 by B and write down the V1 coefficient and V2 coefficient as like this, okay? So after writing it down like this, now compare both these two equations. So I2, V1 and V2, V1 and V2. So in the place of Y21, what is that? Minus 1 by B. And in the place of Y22, what is that? A by B. So in the place of Y21, I'm having minus 1 by B. That means C is matching up with the 4. See? C is matching up with the 4. And in the place of Y22, what is there? A by B is there. So D is matching up with the 2. So it means third option is the correct one. But don't waste your time in the exam. So just do up to this one. Why? Because up to this part, we confirm that the third option is the correct one. So don't waste your time for this verification also. Fine. Now we will see the Z transform question. So read the following statements regarding the Z transform. The ROC is a ring or disk in the Z plane centered at the origin. So here, before going into these options, first of all, I will give you the properties of the ROC of the Z transform. So here the properties are there, properties of the Z transform. ROC of Z transform is indicated with circle in Z plane. That means it will be just like this. ROC doesn't contains any poles. That means within this region, it should not contain any poles. And if x of n is a finite duration causal sequence or right-handed sequence, then the ROC is the entire Z plane except Z is equal to 0. That means if it is a right-handed sequence. If the x of n is a finite duration with anti-causal, nothing but a left-handed sequence, then the ROC is the entire Z plane, but except Z is equal to infinity. And if the x of n is an infinite duration with causal sequence, ROC is the exterior of the circle with radius a. That means if this radius is a, then this entire one becomes the ROC. If x of n is an infinite duration with anti-causal sequence, then the ROC is the within this one, right? And if x of n is a finite duration with two-sided, that means the left hand side and the right hand side, then the ROC is the entire Z plane except at Z is equal to 0 and Z is equal to infinity. So these are the very important properties of the ROC of the Z transform that you have to know. So after looking at these properties, now just come here. See, the ROC is a ring or disk in the Z plane centered at the origin. It is perfect. The ROC contains all poles? No, the ROC does not contains any poles. Next, if x of n is a finite duration sequence, then the ROC is the entire Z plane except Z is equal to 0 or Z is equal to infinity. Yes, it is also correct, but because here the finite duration, two conditions are there. One condition is for the right hand side and second condition is for the left side. But for right side, except Z is equal to 0, and for left side, except Z is equal to infinity. Anyhow, here both the two conditions are mentioned, so we can accept this one. Next, if x of n is the right side sequence, ROC extends inward from the innermost non-zero poles in the x of z2 z is equal to 0. So it is a perfectly wrong thing. Why? Because if x of n is a right-sided sequence with finite duration, then the ROC is entire z plane except at z is equal to 0. Fine. So with these cases, here A and C can be taken as a true. So here, which of the above statements are correct means A and C are the correct, and all the remaining 1, 2, 3 options are the wrong, and fourth one is the correct option, right? So it is the way of solving, and you have to remember these ROC properties, and it is a very important. So you have to try yourself to convert one parameters to the another parameters. Why? Because we're having most probably the 6 types of two-port network parameters are there, just like the Z and Y and Z, H, and transmission parameters and inverse transmission. Transmission means ABCD, inverse means A bar, B bar, C bar, D bar. So these 6 types of two-port network parameters are there. You must be capable to convert any one parameter to the any other parameters. Okay, then only you can able to solve these problems. Fine. So in the next video, we are going to see the UGC December 2019 4th unit previous year questions with clear-cut video solutions, right? So don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to share to your friends or colleagues. Thank you.